Hello everyone, I am Sanjay Gupta. I welcome you on Sanjay Gupta Tech School. So, as you can see, this is day 43 of Salesforce Learning Bootcamp, and today we are about to complete Apex sessions. So, I explained you all the topics related to Apex, and today we'll be discussing about some of the scenarios. Those are related to Apex. Okay, so before starting, I just want to show you the exercise sheet. So I just updated it, and you can see lots of examples are available. And yesterday also I provided some examples, right? So I hope you have done. If you are facing any issue in any of the example, so you can just reach out to me through YouTube comment section, or you can just ask for help in the Telegram group. Okay, so I hope you all are part of the Telegram group. If not, then you can join, and Telegram group link is also available in the description of the video, right? Now moving forward. So those who just started your development journey, and you are following me, so you should know with whom you are interacting. So this is about me, and I have a total 16 plus years of experience, and helping community so that people can learn Salesforce and they can build their career in Salesforce ecosystem. Okay, so I hope everybody is following all the learning best practices. So I can see people are asking questions in Telegram group, but I need more participation so that whatever doubts you are having, so don't hesitate, just ask questions. Everybody are available. Whoever is online, they will be helping you. So ask more questions, any type of question you can ask, and those will be related to Salesforce. Now, since I announced one more bootcamp, so there is one confusion going on, like cybersecurity is related to Salesforce or it is different. So for cybersecurity, I will be creating a separate group. So the consultant who will be delivering all the sessions, so he will be answering your questions related to cybersecurity. Okay, so soon I will be sharing that link. So maybe on Monday that group will be created. So I will be sharing that Telegram group link with you, right? And I hope all of you are doing everything consistently, because consistency is the key. I'm seeing many folks are asking, like, we are fresher and we are not getting any job. So don't worry, do regular practice, have proper skill set, do projects, understand things. If you have some time, so do supervisors, those are available on Trailhead, so that you can master your skills, right? And whenever you see any opportunity, so if you do all these things, so you won't be presenting yourself as a fresher. You can say, like, I have 6 months this learning knowledge. You can ask like difficult questions, so basis on that you can just try to give interview as an 6 months experience candidate, right? So just give it a try and do practice consistently so that you can master your Salesforce skill, because without consistency you cannot win any battle. Okay, so today's session will be kind of mixed. I will be explaining scenarios one by one, and if you are having any doubts, so we will be discussing them together. And if you need, I can just copy and paste the code to you. So if you are on laptop, you can practice with me, and you can see how soon we are able to complete week 11. So it's almost 2 months. Like, I delivered almost 11 week, and this is session number 43. So next week we'll be starting new topic, that is Apex trigger, and that is very much important and complex too, right? So you need to understand, like, how we can write code in Apex trigger. So next week will be very much important if you want to become a good developer. Okay, and if you have not followed the platform on different social media, so just follow it, and all the important links are available in the video's description. So project link, session tracker, day-wise exercise link, everything is available in the video's description. So just follow that. Okay. So maybe from 17th of April, we'll be starting Cybersecurity Bootcamp. So I will be sharing all the details about that next week, Monday, so that there will be no confusion. So just to update you now, from 17th onwards, there will be two separate sessions, two separate timings will be there. One will be for Salesforce, that is already going on, and one new bootcamp will be started. Initially, we have planned it for 6 weeks, and it is named as Cybersecurity. And cybersecurity is also available in Salesforce. So cybersecurity is part of Salesforce, and if you know cybersecurity, so you can just go to any other ecosystem as well, right? And if you are not getting any job, so you can try your luck as a freelancer. So everything will be guiding you. So we'll be having first session on 17th, where we'll discuss everything. What are the job roles available under cybersecurity, in which field you can go, what certification you can do, right? So all your doubts will be cleared, and there will be two parallel tracks on two different times, and all the sessions will be recorded and will be available free of cost on my YouTube channel, right? And I will try to create a exercise sheet similar to Salesforce for cybersecurity as well, so that you can do regular practice. Okay. So moving forward, we need to discuss some scenarios so that you can better understand Apex programming. So moving forward, so this is the first scenario that we need to discuss. Okay, so just read this requirement that we need to implement, and I can see some couple of questions are there. So how to navigate from error in logs to class. Okay, so if there are any errors, so those will be available at the time of implementation. So you can just see from there. If there is any runtime error, so you just need to see the logs, and at the end of that log you will find that error. Okay, so I will try to show you with this example. So just understand this requirement. So in today's session, what you will learn how we can use SOQL and DML, what we discussed in this week. Okay, so I just have small scenarios so that you can just start building different methods, and you can just utilize SOQL and DML properly. So we need to query account along with related context. So whenever you listen account along with related context, so it means you need to apply parent to child SOQL, right? That we discussed. Okay, so we discussed that in this week. I think yesterday we discussed parent to child SOQL, and the where clauses where account phone is not equals to null. Okay, so we need to query only those account records where phone is not null. Right? If phone is null, then those account records won't be queried. And whatever account record we will be querying for those, all the context, like for that particular list of contact, with each account, whatever number of contacts are related, they also will be queried. So, and we need to display the result in this format. So first we need to show account name, then has, then number of contacts. So let's say account name is ACC101. So we need to write ACC101 has, let's say, 5 contacts related, right? So this way your result should be displayed, right? So now jumping to the org, and here I am going to create a new class. So naming it as Apex Scenarios Demo. So here I am going to implement a method. So naming it as public static void scenario1. So Apex scenario 1. Now here inside this block, I will be writing the code. Okay, so I just need to query account records along with related contacts. So my SOQL will be returning a list of account. So first of all, I'm going to create list of account, and I'm repeating again, if you are on laptop, so you can just implement this with me, or maybe before me, because you have the requirement, so you can just try to implement it. If not, later you can just practice it by going through the recording. So this way I just created the list. Now I'm just writing ACC list equals to, then I need to write select ID name, and then I need to query contacts as well. So select ID from contacts, right? So this I already explained you, like this is inner query, which will be querying all the related contacts for particular account. Now here we need to write from account where phone not equals to null. So this way we can apply parent to child SOQL. So all those account records will be queried where phone is not null, and along with those accounts, related contacts will also be queried. Now after this, what we need to do, we need to apply null check. So I'm writing if not of ACC list dot is empty. Now here null check is applied, so I'm just applying for loop. So account ACC, then ACC list. So ACC, we are going to iterate on ACC list, which is containing all the data, and one by one records will be available into this ACC. Now what we need to do, we need to apply system.debug. So the format is, first of all we need to show account name. So account name I can get like this, account name. Then I need to show the text has. So what I can do, plus, then inside single quotes I can write has, and before and after has I am providing some space. Then here plus, then it is asking number of contacts. So how we can find number of contacts? So you can just write acc.contacts.size. So basically this contacts is also a list, and if you write dot size, so total number of contacts which are related to particular account, those will be counted. And after this you can write plus, and this way you can write. Okay, so context related. So first of all account name will display, then has, then number of contacts or digit value, and then contacts related. Right, so this way I just implemented this method in front of you. Okay, so this is a solution for our scenario number 1. Now I'm going to execute it. So here I'm going to write name of class Apex scenarios demo dot Apex scenario 1. So this I am going to execute. So logs will be opened, and here I am just clicking on debug only. So you can see the result. So ACC 140232, this is account name, has 0 contacts related. Gen Point has 1 contact. Then this next one, United Oil and Gas, has 1. Then this United Oil and Gas Singapore has 2. As Communication has 3. So all those account records are queried where phone is not null, and whatever number of records they have, that is populated here. Okay, so this way I hope you are able to understand this requirement. So Sachin is asking, we did not define ACC in ACC dot. So Sachin, here is the ACC. So this is the variable which is receiving each account record, and through that account record we are just fetching contact, and this size is the method. right? So this way, I hope you understood how I implemented the solution for scenario number one. Right. So if you have any question, you can ask. So today I will be answering all the questions just after the scenario. Let me open the chat as well. So Raghav is asking about absurd DML. So Raghav, absurd DML, I already explained. So I think you can just watch the recording again, and there are some questions. If you try those, I think you will be able to solve them. So here, absurd related scenarios you will find. Yeah, here it is, number 9. So just try it out. If you face any difficulty, so you can reach out to me through Telegram. So I will help you out. Okay. So okay, there is one question. Why not write phone field in SOQL? Okay, so I am just moving here. So you are saying why we didn't write phone here, because in this logic we are not using phone field. We are just using it for where clause, so we are writing it after where. So if you don't need particular field in your logic, so you don't need to query that. Okay, so I'm just repeating this acc.context.size. There is one more question related to this. So what is happening? ACC is giving one account. Dot context means the contexts which are related to that particular account, because here we applied parent to child SOQL. And size means like those related contexts are how many in number. So size will be calculating that size. So this context is basically a list. Yes, you can do SOQL through Salesforce Inspector as well. So if you go here, so here Salesforce Inspector is available. So here data export, import options are available, so you can utilize. And if you want to see all data, so everything is available, you can utilize that feature as well. And you can just use this query editor as well if you want to check your queries. So Aparna is asking, no need to create contact list. No, because account is querying data through parent to child. So account list is capable enough to store all the data, account as well as contact. Okay, so someone is asking why we use Apex when we have flows. So for complex implementation, for heavy objects where lots of code is implemented, so in that case, you should prefer trigger and Apex, right? For simple implementation, you can go with flow, because in complex implementation, it is very difficult to manage the flows, because in flows you have limit for elements as well. Yes, Raghav, you can use acc list.size for null check. Okay, so I think with this scenario, there is no question related. I answered all the question. Now let's jump to next scenario. And please ask questions related to the scenarios, because it distract the sequence of the session. If you want to discuss questions other than session, so you can ask at the end. Okay, so please ask questions related to this particular scenario only, so that I can cover all the answer. When I see different questions, so it seems like I need to go ahead and explain another scenario. Okay. So scenario 2 says query account along with related opportunities where account phone is not null. And you need to display the result in this way. Account name has then total amount on related opportunity. So if one account is having 5 opportunities, so all those 5 opportunities amount should be summed up. Okay, so let me take you here. So on account, let's say we have this opportunity. If I open the opportunity, so on opportunity we have this amount field. So what we need to do, we need to calculate sum of this amount field, right? And all the sum we need to display. So if one account is having more than one opportunity, so all those amount will be summed up. Okay, so I'm going to implement this scenario in the same class. So public static void epic scenario 2, and now here, so I'm just copying this, and here instead of context we need to write opportunities, right? So if we go to opportunity object, so I'm going to show you how we can decide like from where we can pick the child relationship name. So under object manager, I will be searching for opportunity. So here you can see this lookup is available if I open it. So here you can see we are having child relationship name. It is opportunities. So the same name I'm using in the code here. Right, so this way you can find child relationship name in the lookup or master detail field. Right, so here what will happen, account along with related opportunities will be queried, and here we need to query amount as well because we will be calculating some basis on this. Then I'm just copying this piece as well. So here null check is applied. Okay, so after null check, I'm just iterating on the account list. Now here for each account, we need to calculate sum. So here I'm creating a decimal variable total, which is initialized as 0. Now I'm implementing one more loop, which will iterate all opportunities. And from where we can find opportunities? This way. So this I already demoed you yesterday while explaining parent to child. So this account list is having all the accounts as well as related opportunities. So one by one, all account will go to this ACC. Through this ACC, we can have the opportunities like this. So one by one opportunity will go to this OPP. Now here what we can do, we can write total equals to total plus amount. So one by one through this loop, all the opportunities amount will be added into this total. And after this, what we can do, okay, there is some error. Okay, it is saying variable does not access amount. So I just need to write it like this, opp.amount. So I just need to reference it through this OPP. opp.amount will be added into total. Now if I show you the format, so we need to write account name, then has, then total amount, worth opportunities. Okay, so I'm just copying this and I'm pasting it here. So account name has, now here I need to write total, worth, opportunities. Right, so this way we did some calculation here and the result will be displayed here. So this will happen for one account, then again loop will iterate and total will be reinitialized with 0. Then for next account, this loop will be iterating again. Okay, so Now I'm going to execute it. So this is Apex scenario 2. Okay, so you can see, so someone was asking like how we will be removing the error. So here null pointer exception is available, argument cannot be null. So basically what is happening for few opportunities, this amount is null. And if amount is null and if you are using it to add the value into total, so it is not allowed if it is null. So what you can do, you can apply if opp dot amount is not equals to null, then only this total will be calculated. Right? So this way you can just identify the errors. So again, I am repeating the process. This account list is having all the account records along with opportunities. So one account, first account will go to this ACC. Total will be starting from 0. Then that account is having, for example, 2 opportunities. So this inner loop will be repeating 2 times. Okay, so one by one, each opportunity's amount will be checked. If it is not null, then that amount will be added into total. So this will happen twice. Then once this loop is completed, so the result will be displayed through this system.debug. Then again, we will go for next account record. Total will restart from 0. And then whatever opportunities are related, those will be iterated. Okay, so I'm going to execute it again. Logs are opening. So here you can see the result. Where there is no opportunity, so 0, or maybe amount is 0 but opportunity is available. So wherever opportunity is available, amount is populated, so that value is available. Otherwise it is showing 0 also. So this way you can see account name has then this worth opportunity. So this way we are able to calculate. So we took it decimal because amount is of type currency, I guess. If I check here, so amount is of type currency, which is having decimal values. So that's why we took decimal instead of integer. Okay, so let me see the questions now. So Asit, I already explained whatever is required. So if you follow all the sessions, so I am just explaining the topics which are mostly required, like whatever topics I am covering in this bootcamp, those topics anyhow you need to know if you want to become a good developer. And other than this, there is lot of things are available. So if you complete this beginner path, then you can yourself explore the things and you will be able to understand those things. Yes, Firas, I will be explaining test class implementation. So I think you have gone through with this session tracker. So here we have Apex test classes. So at this point of time, I will be explaining. So Raghav, I already told you or explained everybody like from where you can pick that child relationship name. So Anuj, I already explained the iteration one more time. Yes, Nusrat, we can use aggregate result to calculate sum. But here we have parent to child SOQL, so that will be difficult to manage. Right? It is parent to child, so it will be difficult to manage. So this is the easiest way. So for parent to child, Digambar, for parent to child, anyhow you need to use nested loops. So it is good practice, but try to restrict nesting level for 2 or 3 levels only. If you go beyond that, then it will be a problem. So Faizan, we cannot save opportunity without selecting stays. Stays is required field. So Nikhil, basically we checked this null condition so that it is not added, but here you can see it is 0. So that 0 is displayed here. So due to this if condition, amount is not added, but this total is 0. That's why that total is displayed here. Okay, and Kumar is asking, please include integration. So integration and Visualforce, I already told you, will be added soon. So I will be updating. So right now we are focusing on Apex part. So don't worry about that. I will be delivering everything for you. No need to worry. But it will take time because on daily basis we are learning something new, and Salesforce is very vast. So I can cover one topic in one day. So you just need to have patience. Okay, moving forward. Yes, Sauji, we can use this scenario for required fields as well. And one more thing I want to show you, like instead of writing this null check here, we can write this SOQL directly here. This is also correct. Okay, so you can just use for loop like this. So in the first line of for loop, I am writing this SOQL, so null check is not required, and this is also correct. So this is as per best practice. So try to write your SOQL in the first line of the for loop. Okay, so jumping to the next scenario. So next scenario will be using both SOQL and DML. So we need to query opportunities created this year. In this year, whatever opportunities we created, we need to query. If the opportunity stage is closed won, then we need to update description as opportunity is closed won. If closed lost, then description should have opportunity is closed lost. Otherwise, opportunity is open. This is the requirement. So first we need to query the data, and then we need to update those records. Okay, so I'm going to implement this. And this scenario implementation is very much important for the beginner. And Faizan is asking, how can we remove required from opportunity? No. So on opportunity, 3 fields are required: name, close date, and stage. So those are by default required. You cannot remove that required for those fields. Okay, so here what we need to do, we need to query opportunities. So I need to create list of opportunity. Right, then I'm writing OPP list equals to, then select ID, stage, because we need stage. So I think API name is stage name. Let me just confirm. So whenever you have any doubt in API name, just search it under object manager. Yeah, it is stage name. So I'm going to use it from opportunity where created date equals to this year. So this is basically a date literal. So let me just go here and search for date literals on Google so that I can show you. So these are date literals that you can use. I think I already showed you in one of the session. So this year, so here it is. This week, last week, next week, last month, this month, next month. If you go down, so we have this quarter, last quarter, next quarter, this year, last year, next year, and other examples also. So this is a very helpful document which is provided by Salesforce, and it is freely available. So you can just go through with this date literal. So from here, I just used this one, this year. So all the opportunities which are created this year, they will be queried. Okay. So Sam is asking if we write loop, SOQL in the first line of loop. So it will be returning list of record automatically. Okay, so now what I'm doing, I'm just applying. Okay, let me just write it. No, let me just implement null check. Okay, so I just apply null check. If OPP list is not empty, then we need to implement a loop. So opportunity, OPP, then OPP list. Now here I need to apply if condition. So how to apply conditional statement, loop, these all things we already discussed. So now I am going to implement it, right? So if OPP dot stays name double equals to closed one. So here we have the stays pick list field. You can go here and you can see like it is closed one and closed lost, right? So here I am using this closed one, and if it is true, then what I need to write, OPP dot description equals to opportunity is closed one. Then else if OPP dot stays name equals to closed lost, then you need to write OPP dot description equals to opportunity is closed lost, and then else OPP dot description equals to opportunity is open. So this way you can just write the code, right? So we implemented a loop, and inside this loop we are performing these operations. Once everything is done and loop is completed, so we can write update OPP list. So this way here I'm using DML statement. So Revati, if we write SOQL in the first line of the loop, then we don't need to use null check. So if you see here, so here I wrote this here, and we don't need to write null check because it is controlled automatically. If there is no record, this loop will not iterate automatically. I hope this answers your question. Now I'm going to run this, and before that, let me go to opportunity record, and here you can see stage is prospecting. It is not closed won, nor not closed lost, and here we can see description is blank. So like we'll be updating few of the opportunities. Now how to verify? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this and going to run it under query editor so that I can have some data. So total 266 opportunities I created this year, and they have different stages. Mostly are having prospecting, and but mixed are also available. Now I am just querying description field as well. So you can see description is blank for most of the opportunities. Okay, so this way we just queried the existing data. Now what we need to do, we need to run this code. We need to run this code, what I implemented here in front of you. So I'm going to run it, Apex scenario 3. So I'm just saving this code, running Apex scenario 3, clicking on execute. It is executed. Nothing will be available in the logs because we don't have any system.debug. Now what I need to do, just go to query editor and run this query again. And just click on this refresh grid. So here you can see the data. For prospecting and need analysis, qualification, it is opportunity is open. If I scroll down, so here you can see for closed won, it is opportunity is closed won. For closed lost, it will be opportunity is closed lost. So this way data is populated. So there is no opportunity which is closed lost, but closed won and other we are having. So basis on our condition, description field is updated. Okay, so this way I hope you understood how we can have the combination of SOQL and DML. So here I just queried the data first and then I applied DML. So this is the complete method that I implemented. So first you need to query the data, then apply null check, then iterate, and then apply condition. And after completion of loop, you can just apply update DML. Okay, so this was our Apex scenario 3. Now let me go to the chat. So yes, Sachin, these scenario will help surely while we'll be discussing about trigger. So Sam, you are asking, but you wrote like checking with account data type. I didn't get your question. Can you just retype your question? Revati, I think your question I already answered. Yeah, so Sachin is asking here, we did not added opportunity to list. So if you see, opportunities are already there in this list. So they are already part of this list and we are updating that list. So we don't need to add those opportunities into any other list. Yes, Faizan, we can create opportunity says custom, but why to create? Because it is already available. And probability and forecast, these are calculated automatically. So there is some standard automation available. So if you want, you need to create it as custom, but you can do. Yes, Vinayak, we can do same scenarios using flow as well. Thank you, Vishal. So those who are learning and feeling happy, like they are learning Apex easily, and trust me, it is very easy. The learning coding is very easy. What you need to do, you just need to do regular practice, right? So as an arts graduate, I learned programming through practice, and from last 15-16 years, like I'm playing with programming, and I learned a lot of programming languages. So I just learned those skills through practice only, right? If you do regular practice, you can just learn anything. Okay, so let's jump to scenario number 4. So scenario number 4 says query accounts created this year. And we need to populate total contacts field on account by counting number of contacts associated with account. So if you recall scenario number 1, so in scenario number 1, we already counted total number of contacts. But in that scenario, what we did, we just showed the counted value in the logs. We didn't update that on any record, but right now we will be updating account. So what is the requirement? If any account is having some set of related contacts, So those related contacts count will be available on account record under this total contacts field. Right? So first of all, we need to create this field total contacts on account. So I'm just going to name it. So first of all, I'm selecting data type as number. Okay. So I will be naming it as total contact count. So the one which we created while we discussed flows, so that field is total contact. But right now I am creating total contact count. So you should also create the field in the same way if you are following all the sessions. If in your case total contact field is not available, then you can use that name also. Then I'm just clicking on next. Visible to all the profiles, clicking on next and save. So this way I just created the field. Okay, one more thing, what I can do, I can just set that field default value as 0. So I'm going to add it, and here I'm going to set the default value as 0. Saving it. Okay, so let's jump to the developer console, and I'm going to implement one more method for you. So public static void Apex scenario 4. Okay, and we need to create list of account, ACC list, new list of account. So it is initialized, then I'm just going to query the data. So select ID, name, and this time we need to apply parent to child SOQL because we need to count total number of contacts as well. And while querying accounts, we need to apply where clause as this year. Okay, so name is not required. I'm not going to query that. Then select ID from contacts, then from account, where created date equals to this underscore year, right? So this way I implemented this SOQL, then I can apply null check, ACC list dot is empty. Right now inside this condition I can apply the loop. So for account ACC list, and inside this loop I need to write the logic. Okay, so in this logic we need to count, and that counted value we need to store in ACC dot total contact count. Okay, what I need to do, I just need to refresh, because after field creation I didn't refresh this developer console. So I'm just saving this code and refreshing. Okay, so I just need to close all these tabs. And I'm going to open our Apex scenarios demo. Now here ACC dot total contact count field is available. So what you need to write, ACC dot contacts dot size. So here in this situation we just need to count the number of records. So you don't need to write one more loop. One more inner loop is not required. You can just calculate size directly through this size method, and that calculated size will go to this field automatically. And after completion of this loop, you can just write update ACC list. So account list will be updated, and all account will be having total number of contacts available in this field. Okay, so I'm just saving this code. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just querying. Okay, one more thing, we are using this field. So this field we need to provide here. If you are using particular field in the logic, so that you need to query. Now I am just copying it and going to run it through query editor. Okay, there are lots of errors. Okay, I need to put a comma here. Now errors will be gone. So you can see how problematic a comma is. Through that comma we got 8 errors, so comma is very important. Okay, now in query editor here also I need to put a comma, then I'm clicking on execute. So you can see this total count is blank, and for few records we have contacts, for few we don't have any contact. So here I'm keeping it as is. Now after executing this code I will be running this query again so that we can check the result. And you can check the result on the UI as well, but in that case you need to create a new list view so that you can filter the records which are created this year. So for testing purpose you can just use this query editor, which is the appropriate way. Now I'm going to run it. So here I need to write name of the class dot name of the method. So I'm just executing it. So it is showing error, so required field missing. So some of the account records which are created prior to making this field required, they are not getting updated. So what I need to do, here I need to apply a condition if acc.active is null, then acc.active equals to yes. And here I just need to use this field. So I'm just saving this code. So this way, like if active field is already populated, so that will be skipped. If it is null, then only that will be having yes. Okay. Yeah, so Vishal, your joke is making me smile, like comma make our code in comma stays. Yeah, so I appreciate your sense of humor. It is required because sometimes coding is very boring, so we need humors a lot. So those who will be watching the recording, so if you're watching the recording, so Vishal cracked a joke, so this is good. He is able to relate the problem. So I'm just saving this code, executing it again. So it is executed. Nothing will be available in the logs as debug. Other things are available, but no debug value because we didn't use system.debug. Now I'm going to run it again and refreshing the grid. You can see the data. Wherever contact records are available, we have that particular value basis on number of contacts related. If no contact, it is 0 because we already set default value as 0 for that particular field which we created. So this way you can verify the result. Okay, so I think this is very much easy and clear now. So we used SOQL, DML, loop, if, list. So everything, whatever we discussed in last 3 weeks, these epic scenarios are collecting all those things together, right? So this session is very much important. I can see today less candidates joined, but those who have not joined, so I hope they will be watching the recording. And I know IPL is going on in India, so that is clashing with this time, but I can't do anything because IPL is having huge fan following and no one wants to learn coding, right? So if you're watching the matches, so I would request don't break the consistency that we are maintaining from last 2 months, right? So if you are missing the session, so just watch the recording and do practice. Through practice only you can become perfect. Okay, and I am also missing IPL along with you because I am doing these sessions live. So sometimes we need to miss something to achieve some things, right? So after this session, like after 9:30 or 9:45, I think lots of match will be remaining, so you can just enjoy that, and you can do multitask as well. I sometimes do. Okay, so I hope you understood this example very well. Let me see the chat now. So someone is asking about best practices for Apex class SOQL DML. So I think people are not going through this session tracker. I need to open it again and again. So here you can see I will be having one session on day number 51 where I will be explaining Apex, SOQL DML and trigger best practices all together. Right? And if you don't have link of that session tracker, so that link is available in the description of each and every video. And someone is appreciating my effort, so this motivates me. Your appreciation is a fuel for me, and I'm doing it free of cost, so I need more fuel. So just keep motivating me so that I don't break momentum. So Sanjit is asking why we need to query those fields that we want absurd. Yeah, so we need to query the fields because we are using them in the logic. If you don't query, you will get an error, right? Sachin, I already explained this. So acc.context.size means this ACC is one account record. That one account record is having maybe more than one context. So those contexts will be available in this context list, which is created through that parent to child SOQL. And this size is basically calculating the size, like how many number of records are available under that context list. So this way it is working. Okay, created date variable does not exist, but for me it is working. So I think you missed comma here. So you are in comma mode. Vishal, we have one guy who missed comma. So you can smile. Your joke is working. So Jenna, just put a comma after contact underscore count underscore C. Maybe because of this it is breaking. Okay, Anuradha, you are asking, I just used ACC list in capital. So Apex is case insensitive, right? So if you write uppercase, lowercase, if you like by mistake write something in uppercase, so that will be ignored and it will be running properly. But we need to follow case sensitivity. So what you can do, you can just write it in small, but if you write it in capital, then also it will work. Archana, I just can't share the slides. Other than that, everything is shared. Yes, if you have a job, then you can buy tickets for sure. Otherwise, struggles are there. So Vinayak is asking about formula. So what formula you want to use? Yes, we can use formula if you want to. Yes, Praveen, we can apply a check like filter by user, but like created by, so that for that you need to do some research. So I think instead of created by, you can have owner. Owner is a field, so you can use that. So you need to do some research, and then you will be able to. Thank you, Akula Sandeep Kumar, for appreciating my time and effort. So Shekhar, for how to query second highest salary. So we have max and min. We don't have second max, second min. So you need to query the data and then you need to apply some logic. So here your data structure knowledge will be useful. Okay, Jana, I think your query is now working. Your query is in live mode from the comma mode. Yeah, Vishal is enjoying today's session a lot. So, Saji, we can have one level of parent to child. Thank you, Umka. Yeah, these claps, thumbs up motivates me. So keep on motivating me because it is number 43. We need to complete almost 100 sessions. So I need your motivation. Yeah, so like in session, for the first time, someone cracked a joke, so I didn't control my smile, so that's why. Thank you, Anuradha, for appreciating. So if there is no relationship, then we cannot query. We cannot apply inner query. Inner query you can have if you have master detail or lookup. Sonu is saying some folks are in sleep mode. So they are not in sleep mode. They are like maybe smiling or they are just stalking. So that is also okay. Thank you, Raghav. Thank you. So let me see whether we have one more. Okay. So we have one more scenario. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. We have one more scenario. Still, you need to wait. So we need to query. So this is for child to parent. So one scenario we need to understand for child to parent as well. So we need to query contacts created last week. And if mobile phone is not populated on contact, then we need to copy phone of related account. That this scenario we need to implement with the help of child to parent SOQL. So this time SOQL I will be applying on contact, and along with that I will be querying the related account phone field. Right? Okay, so moving further, let's create one more method. So here I am going to create list of contact. So it is con list new list of contact. So here I am going to apply SOQL. So what we need to do, we need to query ID, then mobile phone. So we need to see mobile phone field API. So never be overconfident in API names. Just search so that you can have exec. So from here you can copy mobile phone and you can paste it. And along with that we need to query account phone. So this way you can write child to parent. And then from contact. Now what is where clause? Where clause is last week. So I don't know whether we are having any contact created last week. So where created date equals to last week. Okay. So first of all, let's copy it and check whether we have some data or not. So you can copy and paste it here and run it. We don't have any data. No problem. So let's make it this year. So this year will give you the data. So here you can see for some of the accounts we don't have any phone. So if phone is null, we won't be copying. If there is phone, then we'll be copying. So let's say this example here, mobile phone is blank. So we'll be copying this account phone. If mobile phone is available, then we won't be modifying. So we need to apply these logics. Okay, so here I am writing null check first. Okay, so for, so we need to iterate on contact list first. So one by one contacts will be available into this con variable. So what I need to check, if con dot mobile phone is null and con dot account dot phone is not equals to null, then con dot mobile phone equals to con dot account dot phone. This way we need to apply the logic. So what I'm checking, if on contact, if mobile phone is blank and through contact we are getting account dot phone, if it is not null, if both are true, then only account phone will be copied into mobile phone field. Okay, so here what we can do, we can just write update con list. So now if I run this code, so changes will be done. Okay, so I'm just reading Sri Vali's comment, so it is quite motivating. So I think everybody can read. So she's learning easily. So she's saying she's already having 70% knowledge, and now that went up to 90%, 10% is remaining, and that if you do more and more practice, so you will be having great. And I don't know what about others. So I think others also gaining more than 90%. I'm trying my best. So this way it is implemented. Now I can just execute it. Done, executed. So I'm just closing it here. I'm just executing the SOQL, refreshing the grid, and checking the results. So here you can see it is updated, and now you won't find any contact where mobile phone is blank and account is not blank. If account phone is populated, so mobile phone will be there. Okay, so you can experience it while implementing in your org. So this code is available, and I also showed you like how through code, through query editor, how you can test as well. So you don't need to go to UI, opening each and every record, and it will waste your lots of time. So you can just test your code through query editor itself. Okay, so this is it for today. And this is the end of Epic's sessions. So it took 12 sessions, 12 long hours. We both did lots of efforts. You are investing your time. I'm sharing my knowledge. So we both are like exchanging information together. And I hope by time you will become pro in Salesforce development. Okay, so practice questions are there. So you can see here some questions are available which are related to custom objects. So always remember, when you will be creating custom relationship field, mark my word, if you are creating custom relationship field, so for both parent to child and child to parent, you need to use __r. And again, if you see any error, any problem in these use cases for today's session, day 42, 41, so just use the Telegram group and ask questions. The person who have already solved, they will be helping you with the solutions. Right, and lots of scenarios are available under my website studysalesforce.com. So if you go to scenarios Apex, so here you will find lots of examples. So under scenarios here, lots of examples are available. You can go through with them as well. Okay, so this is it for today. Thank you so much for joining today's session. We'll see each other next week, Monday. Okay, I think there was some internet issue. So, yep. So LWC sessions will be soon. So Jana, just implement, and if still you will be having doubts, so you can reach out to Telegram. Okay. Okay, guys. See you on Monday. Thank you for joining today's session. Take care. Bye, everybody.